Hi guys, and welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. This is going to be an interesting topic and one where a lot of people will consider it nonsense, which of course it probably is in their world because they are not in that awareness, which is fine. I completely get it. But what I would definitely say to you all is at least give me a couple of minutes before you switch off, okay? Many people have been asking me now, as of late, what's going on? Why is everything shifting? Why am I feeling this? Why am I? And it's all kind of really negative energy. It's kind of negative feelings, negative, all sorts of stuff's going on. Now, we can blame it on food. We can blame it on the moon. We can blame it on many different things, okay? But there is something that I think we should all be very aware of now, okay? Now, I've often talked to you about when the world was pure, it was free from man-made technology, or as some would say, alien technology, whatever. But imagine a world where there is no microwaves, there is no computers, Wi-Fi, there is no all of this 5G, because that's what I'm coming on to. The world was balanced, it was healthy. And then man came along and started making concrete. And man started covering Mother Nature up. And although Mother Nature can protect herself, and she will, and ultimately man will probably disappear like the rest of the animals and creatures that has lived on this earth, and Mother Nature will continue forever, we need to really have a look at what's going on with ourselves, our bodies, our illnesses, the fact that many of us can't get pregnant now, that you're finding out, the vaccines and all of these things. But there's something that is also attacking us, and that's 5G. It's been a slow process deliberately, and I believe this to be true. This isn't conspiracy. I believe this to be true. I don't know whether anybody knew this or not. I don't know whether it was purposely planned, but let's forget about all of that. Let's forget conspiracy. Let's just say that if we were to introduce 5G immediately without any of the other stuff that came into our energy, we would probably one day wake up to this 5G, these waves, and think, what the hell's going on? Whoa, I'm feeling terrible. This 5G is terrible. There's something bad about this. And we would stop it instantly. Humanity would know instantly that 5G it's like a microwave oven blasting at you, open doors just hitting you. Now, hear me out. Don't switch off yet, okay? I can't take the phone because it's there filming, but let me tell you something. Since 5G came out, I've noticed how rapid my hand starts to hurt when it's in my hand and I am texting or I'm looking at something. And it almost feels like my hand is somebody squeezing it from the inside. Come on guys, think about it. Think about this. Has this been happening to you? Also, ask yourself this question. Have you been feeling a little bit more confused? Have you been feeling more almost like you need to do something? You need to, and it's like a this is your mind kicking in, trying to figure out what this energy is around you and what's happening. It's become more heightened. So your mind is trying to find a reason for that. So you're trying to now blame it on, I don't know where I am or what I want to do and all these things. And actually all it is the waves that are all over us. So there is other things, there's plenty of other things. Lack of energy is one. All of a sudden you feel a different sense of, you feel really low very quickly. All of a sudden you feel okay again, then you feel low again. That's the 5G, that's what's happening around us all the time. Now listen, I haven't studied 5G too much. I've got a lot of colleagues and very, very amazing people who are on a scientific level who have been giving me little snippets of information, telling me, warning me over the past few years. One of them is Richie Allen and his show. He brings a leading expert on who used to work for the military industrial complex and he talks about and has sent many papers in saying that this is really dangerous stuff. Nobody's listening to him, of course, because they're blacking him out and shutting him down. But, you know, Richie Allen, that's why I support Richie Allen, because the Richie Allen show brings people on who are the ones who are saying, actually, I've done documentations about Wi-Fi. I've done documentations about, you know, 5G, and I'm telling you, this is serious stuff, guys. We have not researched it enough. Bit like cigarettes, really. I believe that 5G is going to be the next cigarettes. What do you mean? Well, I'll tell you what I mean. At one time, the government was sending beautiful adverts out there with pregnant women smoking, saying it's good for you. And then 10 years later, 15 years later, all of a sudden, now research has come out. We find out that cigarettes aren't good for you. They're bad for you, but it's too late. It's everywhere. And, you know, that's what's happening with 5G. So what can we do? Well, I think it's important that we know what we should do. And one of the things that we should do is limit ourselves to our telephone. Switch the computer off in your room at home on a night, which I've been doing. Turn off your Wi-Fi as often as possible. When there is a very, very low connection, when it's very low and you can hardly connect, switch off, because it is at them moments where the low connection is trying to pull it in and you are receiving more of that 5G energy, which is really ultimately going to cause us great damage. There is scientific evidence now and proof. If you look online, you can see that where you place your phone is where tumours are most of all. Which is down here and here. There's more tumours appearing now. People are trying to warn us, but of course the mass media suppress it by they don't even tell us. You see, it's all paid and bought and paid for by the very people who suppress the truth, and that's always happened. So we have to share this truth with everybody. We have to tell everybody. I would suggest a hands-free kit. So plug your earphones into the phone when you make your phone calls. So you're just getting the sound here, but you keep the phone away from you, because remember, when you're on a phone call, it's that point where it's dragging that energy in, because it needs that energy, that 5G in there, which then causes a lot of the issues that are going to be presented in the next decade for sure. I believe I don't want to predict anything too bad, but I would say if we don't now recognise what's going on, it's going to be too late for our next generation who may not be able to have children, who tumours become like everyday part of life. Thank God for Mother Nature, who's trying to help us with cannabis oil and all the stuff, like, you know, the fruits that are healing us and helping us. Thank goodness for people like Don Tolman and people who are sharing all the truth about fresh vegetables and fruits that we should be eating to align and heal and electrify our body to its full potential. Thank goodness for you guys out there who are brave enough to share the message of 5G being very dangerous. I believe whenever there's a push for something, that raises alarm bells with me to the agenda. And I think that when the government and the push for 5G are on all electric boxes, that really frightened me, because I thought in England everybody is going to be exposed to 5G now. It's on every street corner. I actually have been told that they're now planning to build mass pylons everywhere with 5Gs on every street corner. So if you believe in depopulation of mankind because there's too many people in the world, how best, if you are a sinister psychopath, how are you going to stop? How are you going to make this happen? How are you going to create this? Well, you can't just wipe everybody out. But what you can do very cleverly is promote something that's amazing, to one day we look back and think that wasn't so amazing. And I believe that thing that we think is amazing today is going to be that what we look back and wish we had all opened our eyes and saw what was actually happening in those years for us all to become very ill. This isn't pushing any fear based out there. I'm not selling anything. I don't want you to buy anything. I just want you to be aware of it and be very, very careful not to give your children the phone or the iPad too much. Try and limit it to at least 1 hour a day. Try your best to bring your children out to Mother Nature and play as often as possible. I think we just need to find the balance with these 5G phones. What I can say about the government is that they are not there for your health and safety. They are a present danger for your health and safety. And there is no way on earth that if you ever say to me that they're there to look after you, I would disagree wholeheartedly. The government do not care about you. The government is not a person. It is not a building. It is a fictitious energy which doesn't really exist because we believe it exists, that we create it. It's nonsense. People who work in a building and the building itself, what is government? What is government? I still can't understand how we are so bought and sold into this belief that we are looked after by government and that they care. Because they don't, guys. They really don't care about you and I as a person. So we have to look after ourselves, we have to box clever, and we have to now start to be a little bit more streetwise. And again, my hope one day is that we all come together and say no and boot the hell out of government, everybody in there, the system, and change it all. How we change it? Well, I tell you what, I think it would be far better if we kicked the system out and started again and looked for another way. And whatever that way is, we come together as people who care for one another, not about how much money we can make and how we can balance the books. The most important thing is health, our children, and our future as mankind, or else we'll just wipe ourselves out. It's that simple. So let's try and make a difference today, and let's share these messages. Don't share this video. That's not what this is about. This is about for you to share the truth. If you don't believe what I've said and you're still watching, then please go to Richie Allen Show and type in Wi-Fi 5G, and I'm sure this beautiful guy who shares his information with the world. Just have a look at some of his papers that he's wrote up, some of the amazing stuff that he shares. It's quite frightening actually, guys, it really is. And it's funny, isn't it, how the truth is often suppressed when it comes to money and power. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. Sorry about the very negative today's. It's not self-help, but maybe it is self-help in another way. Sometimes it can't be all pink fluffy clouds. Sometimes we have to have a reality check and we have to hit home and we have to do something about it. So if you can share your truth today and just be very careful with your phone and always be aware of your phone and where it is, and try and switch it off as often as you can, guys, like I am doing lately, because we're all hooked on these things, whether we like it or not. Let's try and unhook ourselves. Love you all from my heart to yours. Have a great day, guys.